Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a minute. We've had some unfortunate events take place, some like family related issues I don't really want to get into, but everything's cool, everything's good now. And of course I know I promised some of y'all that last week I would do a video on like the combos and everything, and I apologize that this video is very much later. I know that I've said that my intention with this is that I'm gonna have fun, I do it at my own pace. I'm not looking to be at the top of the Yugi list or anything like that, but I still want to make sure that I get content out to you guys because we are building a smaller community. We're up to 75 subscribers, so thank you to all of y'all. Like I never expected this to like turn out this way. Like I was just doing this for fun with some friends and the team, and it's turning into a little something, and it's like honestly like really cool. So thank y'all, really, it's amazing. But I wanted to then follow up that conversation with this comment that was put on the last video, or the last video, and it's from Justin Sanders. And he had a very bold statement to say, and I'll post it here, but he said, playing 3 Estelar essentially tells me you do not know how to build this deck at all. There's no reason to play more than one ... The good White Forest players often don't play it at all. It's the worst starter in the deck. Playing 3 Estelar while playing 2 Sylvie is genuinely just objectively wrong. Now, Justin, given that this is my channel, and this is, as I've said multiple times, my opinion, I do not claim to be the best player on the planet. And I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a game where there's no right or wrong way to play this. There's maybe better ways or more efficient ways to do things, but there's not wrong. And I don't appreciate the flame on this channel. I want to keep this community, very positive, genuine, open. I don't want anybody to be flamed in the comments. I don't care if you flame me. These comments, I'm not scared of. I'm not saying don't say this stuff. I would appreciate it if you didn't, however, but comments like this are just completely unnecessary. You could have said the same message a different way, and I don't want people getting the wrong idea that this is something that I just allow and that I'm 100% cool with. If you want to post these comments, by all means, go ahead. I'm just asking you, please not. You can do it nicer in a better way, or just don't say anything. Like your mama said, if you got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. But following that comment, Justin, allow me to tell you my reasoning as to why. So as you can see here, we've got a pile, and in a 60 card deck, I'm going for as many starters because the purpose of this deck, right, and this is a different version. I've got a few different versions of the White Forest deck. In this version, you don't see a lot of hand traps. You see all the chummies in the side. You got the 3 in the main, but they're not really going for a hand trap build. I'm not really going for a hand trap build. Because it's 60, I just need to make sure that I can play the game. And that's the whole thing with Yu-Gi-Oh! Is to make sure that you can play the game. And what this build allows me to do is I've got some, extenders and starters and, evenly matches, and it's all over the place. And it's 60 cards. So out of the 60 cards, I need to make sure that I don't brick on just 3 evenly or whatever. So I'm trying to throw as many starters at the wall as possible. And I did change the build. I did take your criticism as constructive. And I bumped the Sylvie up to 3. And the reason why Estella is still at 2 is because, again, we need starters. In 60 cards, you need starters. And, mathematically in a 60 card deck, you want to have somewhere between like the sweet spot of 16 to 20 starters, somewhere in that bracket. Jesse Perez, I believe I'm saying his name right. I hope I don't butcher him. I'll show something right here. He's a great guy. Super smart guy. I've been watching him for a while. I get a lot of inspiration from him, and he's definitely very smart. He's a genuine guy. Really love his content. Really love what he's about. He's really funny as well. But you should check out some of his content to see like the mathematics behind the Yugi and why like the Exodia deck playing the 5 bricks, how you can best optimize that. And he has his own decks he plays, and he goes through combos and gameplay as to not just like these are the numbers and this is why, but like shows you why it works. But anyways, so watching that, you want to have as many starters as possible, and that's what I was doing here. And at the time, and still really, like, I'm not wrong, a Stellar is still a really good starter. If a Stellar goes off and resolves, you're playing the game. But like, if it's a good hand trap format with effect veilers and imperms and ashes running around, which unfortunately it is now with the Draco Tail wanting to run all the effect veilers and ash blossoms and as many monsters as possible. It's not the best, but it's still a starter, right? It's still another starter, it's another name. But we bumped Sylvie back up to 3 because if Sylvie gets negated, you know, we've got other ways. If both of them get negated, it feels like the same. But at least with Sylvie, it feels like I can go a little further because I already have my level 4 tuner on the field, rather than having a level 2, just level 2 on the board. But although we do have more options, right? Like, I can start off with the Kashtiras and do all that and bait all that out, so that way the Stellar can resolve. That's what this build is for, is to bait out as many interactions with the toy boxes, with the Kashtiras, with all this stuff, then to make sure I can go full White Forest combo, and then, you know, the Vengeance package and Azamina thereafter. But yeah, Justin, that's what we're trying to get at here, man. Instead of having, you know, hateful comments like that or just really like nasty shit to say, like, bro, you could have just asked like, hey, you know, what's your reasoning, right? Let me explain it to you. Let's have a conversation about this. And I want this channel to be with that mindset, with that attitude. Like, you aren't the smartest guy on the planet, but neither am I. But it is nice to hear other people's opinions, because maybe they see a different side of something that you're not seeing. Maybe, you know, hey, if this guy is, not talking about me, but if you see another guy and he's playing some other deck, let's just say White Forest, right? And he's playing only 1 Sylvie, 3 Rucia, and 3 LZ, nothing else. And you're like, hey, whoa, that's weird. So instead of flaming him in the comments of like, why just like 3 Rucia, worst starter, this and that, maybe listen to the reason he has. Maybe he's figured out something or some combo or some combination of cards that's like, hey, this is the best starter as of right now in this format because this. So, but moving on from that, we will show some test hands in this video, but I wanted to show you guys different builds that we're working with. So this is one of them now that we have, you know, Dark Magician out. The builds we're going for, we are now playing Guardian Chimera because we're playing a bit more of the monsters, and the non-target pop is a little bit stronger now. You know, it's a good end piece because we are seeing Dark Ruler come back into the format, or the Dragoon gets negated by the Droplet because Droplet's really popular right now, or Crown negates it, or whatever the fuck. You know, we have an extra bit of bodies out in the field, and if we have one of the Chummies in the hand, or Fenrir searches Fenrir, we got a monster in hand. So that's an easy, you know, through the combo lines of searching. And let's say we didn't really need to search anything with Moo, or we didn't really need to search anything with Rucelia because we had it all. Then this is that nice to have of, okay, this can either help me further extend to get the LZ out of my hand, or the Stellar out of my hand, or whatever out of my hand that I need to because it's stuck there, or it gets me the free Guardian Chimera fusion, which is a pop 2, draw 1, or draw 2, pop 1, depending on how I want to use it. So, and then with the SP as well, like I said in the video with going over the deck profile, SP just to have that, you know, clear off the board with the talents take, and, you know, the Dragoon package as well. But with the toy engine, we got a bit extra to deal with, especially with having the Kashtiras with Birth. We can make an easy pep with Rucia or Sylvie because they're going to come back. This deck has a lot of stuff it can do. And I guess let me just throw up here, get a test hand going, and see what we're working with, because no hand is really a dead hand. I like to keep my approach when I'm dueling is I try to keep some knowledge hidden. Like, okay, what can I expose here? Because if I just lay all my cards out, right, if I went LZ and pitched the tails, he knows I got the tail search. But I play it face down, and I do this, and then I have LZ search for the Sylvie. Yeah, you know, it's hard to draw there, but assuming your opponent doesn't have everything, I now have bodies here. Now, my opponent could be seeing this and be like, oh man, do I need a burn interaction here? Do I got to burn a pop or something, or, you know, whatever? Okay, nothing. Okay, cool. I know what you're thinking. Work with me here. We're just going to get access to our LZ. Make sure that we can get that. So Yu-Gi-Oh! Is also a lot of mind games as well, right? Because if some guy has seen some standard combo lines of like White Forest or Draco Tail or whatever, then like, okay, this is what I'm expecting them to do. But you're able to still accomplish the same goal, just in a different order. Like, why wouldn't he use the tails to pitch and everything? It throws people off their game, and they get like so rattled from that. And I've won games because of that, because you're able to throw off your opponent. It's much like a poker face, like gambling. You know, you don't want to show that you got a good hand, so you got to keep that poker face. Same thing like this. You want to keep that poker face and have your options open. Now, Tank has its ability where we can get a body out of our hand if we need to. We do have options that we can go into after we summon the Sylvie. Sylvie search. Now, we're just going to search the field spell here just to play it safe, because in White Forest, you want to make sure that you can always get access to your Vengeance package, because just the Diabells and Vengeance sitting on board, that really does a lot. But from here, we've got our bodies on field. So what are we going to want to do here? They're going to expect us to synchro. I'm going to get LZ out of the hand. Now, you can do that. You got to read the room, right? You got to read the room. Obviously, I'm just going against an AI. And I'm just going to show you just some of my reasoning behind stuff. Because going over the extended combo lines, I don't want this video to take forever, because there's stuff I got to do today. But just to show you like the different things you can do. Because now our opponent's like, okay, well, we're still playing under Nib. We have Tank always as an option. And we're going to be able to chain block here with LZ, search. And then Rusia is going to pitch probably not the thrust, probably the Philia, because we're still going to get access to the engine anyways. And we're going to be able to add it back. I doubt my opponent would have like a ghost spell just for that. But here with Rusia, we have options, right? We don't have access to our level 7s really. And when we get Witch, we're going to have to banish it anyways. So we're probably just going to go for the search of the White Forest, because we got the field spell. We don't need any more level 2s. Sylvie already did her thing. We've got the field spell already. We don't really need Rusia because we don't really have access to extra 7s. So I'm just going to grab the fusion spell. And then here we're going to search Deception. And then on resolution, you know, always ask your opponent, you got anything here? Because we've got options. They know that you've got some items in hand, you got some items on the field, and even if they were to like nib here or something, you've got thrust, you've got Sylvie to get back at the Rusia to get another body out, you can search Rusia from this. I mean, there's so many options you can still go with, but we're just going to keep it plain simple, just show some standard combos. Yeah, because we want to add back the tails. Could have gone for the Philia as well, but you know, I'm just showing you some like walkthroughs of like my reasoning behind certain moves. And again, I'm just some guy on the internet with my own opinion. You don't like it, you don't gotta watch it. And then from here, just use the graveyard effect. Now here, your opponent's gonna be like, okay, what is he gonna do? What is he gonna do? We have a few options. We can just go straight for the Azamina line, which is probably what we're going to do here. And we're going to keep Tank on field. And the reason why I want to keep Tank on field is because it gives us options later on, but also too, if we, for a reason down the combo lines, don't use it, it's a 2100 defense stick that isn't really easily gotten over. And from here, we're just going to do our standard search with the Moo. Now, Moo can search a couple of things. I know that some people like to main AFs. They like to main AFs, or they like to main the other one that allows you to shuffle back and then summon an Azamina. But here is when we're actually going to search for the wanted. And here we can go again. There's like so many different options. What I like to do is just try to go through the graveyard as much as possible to remember that, hey, we got graveyard things we can be doing. Here, what we can do is if we had Chaos Angel, which is still a viable option. I know that I said that it's not really great because it just can get fallen in the Virtuous, but we actually have ways to protect it. So we are back. Sorry. Wife is sleeping. Baby woke up. Baby is awake. But I'm just going to try to blow through this. I think this one tutorial and me showing you guys the other deck videos, I will do a better video this weekend. I'm hoping on Sunday I'll have more time. But just wanted to, again, make this video to reach out to you guys, let you know what's going on, what's been happening, show you a bit of what the deck can do now. But yeah, let's move on. So where were we? Okay, so we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do this thing, because we're gonna do this thing, and we were actually supposed to, we were supposed to search Witch there, but that's fine. So you get another Omni Negate out, get our free draw. So that's cool. You got a freaking unicorn now. You guys can probably hear baby. But yeah, this deck doesn't really have like a rhyme or reason. You want a deck that can push through a lot of end boards, have a great end board itself, and it's pretty much all you need in a great deck is that it can break through and that it can set up. Because if you go evenly matched and you can't set up a board that your opponent can't break with just one interaction, then whatever. So this could become a Chaos Angel. This could be many things, but we're just gonna finish up here by doing this thing and doing this thing. And then we got free fodder for follow-up. Cool, whatever. Yeah, so this is, sorry, been distracted with baby, but there's a lot of things that this deck can do. So like these two guys could have been a Chaos Angel, and then you'd have a Vengeance and a Dragoon as well. So the ultimate end board, which I might have footage of. I'll post the footage now if I have it, and I'll be playing it here. If not, the end board would be Diabell, Omni, Saint, one of the Synchros, whether it be Chaos Angel, Pep, you know, something, and then the two, and you get a Vengeance package. So you get the Diabell and Vengeance. Or you don't have one of these Synchros, whether it be Chaos Angel, Cheng Ying, Pep, Jura, whatever. And this is a Dragoon spot instead with the two Vengeance. It's important that at least the Vengeance package is out there. But it's going to be kind of hard for your opponents to play through two of the Omni Negates. And Azamina, the Interruption, the Vengeance pop. Let me see here. So they would have the Dragoon negate. This could either get out the Book of Moon or the Poplar, depending on what you needed. We searched the Sinful Spoils of the White Forest, so then we could just turn, once all our interactions is done, we have the Guardian Chimera. I mean, we've got, God forbid, we got the Droplets out. We got the Black Oak Laugh set with a Thrust. We got a Crown sitting down. I mean, this deck just has so much gas. It has a lot of end board pieces, but there's also this version as well, which is kind of the more one we're testing with lately. A little bit of a smaller engine. We're testing with the toys right now. As you can see, the toys are at the very back. Just kind of seeing like how the toys fare in something like this, where we do play the 3, and then the 1, and the 3, and the 1. Kind of do that, I guess. OCD. But mainly the evenlies, you still got the Sinful Spoils of the White Forest, you got the Gaze, you got 2 Crown, 3 Droplet, you know, kind of abuse this system, but also use this, and if this is dead or these are dead, whatever. But This version is playing the Chaos Angel. We are trying to play the Chaos Angel because we do have, you know, more cannon fodder for it because we can set up an end board to better protect it. We're playing as a Mina in this one just because Saint can just stay on board, and then when it comes back to your turn, tribute off whatever, you go stand by main, and obviously your opponent can't interact in the main phase as a first reaction, so you can just tribute as a Mina, battle phase, blah, 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 just beat over everything. But the deck does a lot. The deck does a lot. The things that change, obviously, would be like some synchros and fusions if you can't get D-mod, or if you have D-mod, or, you know, I know Saint, for whatever reason now, is like $20, and this package is getting more expensive. The White Forest cards are getting more expensive. There's a lot going on. But there's also like this that we've been testing out too with it, which is the White Forest Elf Notes, with more quick plays, and you've got the trap, you got the spell, you got the Mystical Space Typhoons, you got the heavy synchro package. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. So I'm just showing you guys briefly, like, want to make this video to catch up with y'all, let y'all know what's going on, know how much I appreciate y'all. You guys would have seen the intro I made myself from a little bit of help. It was kind of a template. But we changed it a bit with the timing and everything, added the music and did all that, and we got this cool new animation now. We also changed, shout out to Boy Cruz, got an updated profile banner and logo and everything. So there's been stuff happening behind the scenes. Not to sound like a broken record, but seriously, thank you guys. I appreciate the love and support and the patience that y'all have been giving. I really want to continue for this channel to grow into something positive, hopefully, but continue to grow. You guys can see I do experiment with a lot of decks, and there's more I want to get into. Again, work and baby and wife. Some of y'all should know, or hopefully know, like what that's like. It's just a little bit of chaos, but there are more videos I do have planned. I have a list. I want to talk about the Sky Striker deck and the Mitsurugi deck and all that stuff coming out. I want to talk about the serialized cards that are coming out with the Grandmaster and the overframe cards. There's a ton of topics and a ton of videos I want to make. It's literally just getting the time to sit down and do it. And time is very crucial to me now. It's like every minute of the day is like accounted for. But again, guys, seriously, thank y'all for the love and support. I appreciate y'all. I know this video was kind of all over the place, and I didn't really get to show you really what I want to show you, because I want to do a proper in-depth, like starting with the field spell, or starting with this, or if this is what your hand looks like, then you can have these options. That video is coming. So hopefully this weekend, fingers crossed, not making any promises, but I'm really gunning for this weekend to shoot out 2 of those videos. But yeah, guys, that's all I have for right now. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.